Yeah, I think from the start of our league campaign, what we're 6 games in now, won the first 4 games, was a really good start. And then the last couple of games we've obviously suffered defeats away to Pennycook. It was a tough place to go. I think they did really well last season, and the likelihood is they'll be up towards the top end of the table this season. However, the game itself, I felt that the boys gave a really good account of themselves and were really competitive, and right to the end we were still trying to push for if we could get that one goal, the game might have kind of swung in the way it did last season in terms of getting back into the game. But I was pleased with the boys' application and what we've asked them to do. And again, Musselburgh away, we got stung by an early goal right at the start of the game, and then another kind of goal during the open play. But we came back into it, scored before half time, and I think second half we were probably the team that were on the ascendancy. We just didn't have that cutting edge, and just in the final third to create the chances to get the goal. But all in all, so far to the league campaign, I'm pretty pleased with what I'm seeing, and the boys are taking on. We're trying to take on the message the coach staff are giving them. Yeah, I think we have changed. I think we played against Herrick-Watt, for example, away. Thought they were excellent. They were really good, really well organised. Had a number of really good players comfortable on the ball, and I thought we did okay, but we ended up losing 2-0 and the second goal kind of against the run of play. But we changed the squad up. We made, I think, 8 changes that evening, and again the same against Crosgate. Crosgates were thoroughly deserving of their victory, and they beat us 4-1 and were quite comfortable at that. And we scored obviously early on, but the way they play, and we made a few changes, but no complaints with the result. I think that's probably been the performance this season where we didn't do ourselves justice in the game. But we're a young side. We've got 14 players, either 21 or under, so we're not going to win every game, and these players will develop throughout the course of the season. So we will get it wrong some Saturdays, whether it's team selection or performances. We won't get everything right. Won't get it right all the time, but certainly I've been pleased with what I've seen from the start of the season. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's the really good thing about our group of players. I referenced earlier, we've got a really young group, and then we've got a kind of 4 or 5, 6 players that are kind of between 21 and 25, and then it's Greg, who's 30, and then myself, still playing at my age. But I think one of the good things that we do find with this group, and I've been in lots of changing rooms, is they really do try and buy into what we're asking them to do. Whether they get it right, we're not expecting to get it right all the time, but certainly it's not from a lack of effort or want to try and. Certainly I think we can tighten up in a few areas in terms of just our composure at times on the ball, but work rate, desire, all the kind of cliched words, if you like, they have that in spades, and anything you ask them to do, anything in training, whether it be a run, whether it be cross the finish in or a small-sided game, they really leave everything out there, so that's a pleasing thing from a coaching perspective. It's been alright. Well, obviously I was involved in Grant's management team last season as a kind of player coach. I thought it would be just more of the same. I think there are differences. Any kind of coach going into management will probably tell you that. But it's been alright. I think, as I say back, it's really down to the group of players. The group of players make your job slightly easier because they're doing the things you're asking them to do, and we've got a really good team spirit. We had a night out on Tuesday, a week past Tuesday, had a meal together and a few laughs, and a really good group of players. So when we're asking them to do things, it makes my job a lot easier. But yeah, I think the transition from playing player manager has been not too dissimilar to what I expected, but sometimes your phone's ringing well, sometimes on sociable hours, but that's part of the job. Yeah, it's going well. Obviously Mark was heavily involved for the last few years under Grant's kind of management team. We brought in John, who obviously was previously my manager at a couple of clubs. His experience is invaluable to kind of young coaching team as well. And then Graham settled in the group. I think once he's got to know a few boys, he's able to take part more in the banter and things. But he's been a great addition, and also with Jamie, provide that continuity with the goalkeeping department. So and then we've obviously the same physio. So really, there's kind of a couple of changes. And then Josh is actually in with us tonight. So. And I speak to Tam regularly, so we still keep in touch with the other group, and then Grant's obviously still in the club, so it's really not been too difficult to get the coaching team integrated in what we're trying to do as a club. So that's been really